and hello to grade 7 students. So for this video, we're going to discuss a part 4, module 1, real life problems that can be solved by statistics. So before we start our discussion, let me introduce myself first. I am Hanit Praya, a future educator, a future teacher in Sirio Naga Extension Campus. So are you guys ready? So let's start.
Lesson 1: Real-life problems that can be solved by statistics. So ano ang statistics? Ang statistics is a branch of applied mathematics specializing in procedures for collecting, organizing, presenting, analyzing, and interpreting data from observation. A statistical question is one that can be answered by collecting data that vary. There are two types of data: the numerical and categorical. A numerical dataset are those in numerical form which are either continuous or discrete data. When we say discrete data are those that can be counted infinitely, while continuous data are measurements that can take any value from an infinite range. While the categorical data take non-numerical values such as colors, information, or questions that are answerable by yes or no, labels, or etc. For example, large, medium, and small. Example of statistical questions: how many hours does the grade 7 students spend time in studying? Number 1 examples are answerable by data because we have to make a data. We have to determine kung ilang oras na ba sila nag-spend time in studying. That can be answered in a statistical data. Another example, number 2. Do the grade 7 students spend more time in social media than studying? That statement or question is comparing questions. Also, it's called a statistical question because they are answerable by data. Kasi 'di ba ito ay comparing questions. Kino-compare ito kung ang estudyante ba ay mas inilaan yung oras nila sa media or mas inilaan ba sa studying. Sa number 2 naman ay makagawa tayo ng data, statistical data, kung saan ilalagay natin ang mga oras kung saan nilalaan ang kanilang oras, kung inilaan ba nila ito sa media or inilaan ba nila ito sa study. So, dadako naman tayo sa number 3. Number 3, do students who spend more time in studying do better in exam? That's also a statistical question because it's answerable in a statistical data. Ngayon naman ay pupunta tayo sa example of a non-statistical questions. Like for example, how old are you? And what is your favorite subject? What is your favorite colors? How many siblings do you have? That's a non-statistical questions. Because take note that each example of a non-statistical questions above has definite answer and do not need data to be gathered. Because when you answer that question, how old are you? Simply you're saying your age. You're saying 9, 10, 15, 14 or anything, because that's a non-statistical data and cannot be gathered into data.
Let's go for another example of statistical question and non-statistical question.
When we're collecting data and analyzing the results, it is important that we have a variety of different results so that we are able to make an inference about a population. To get a variety of results, we should use a statistical question. A statistical question is one that expects a variety of different answers. Yes, no questions are not statistical questions because we do not receive a variety of answers. Questions that only have one specific answer are also not statistical questions because, again, we do not receive a variety of different results. Let's look at some examples of questions and determine whether they are statistical or non-statistical. The first question says, how old are the players on the basketball team? If I go to a basketball team and ask all of the members of the team their age, I would expect to receive different answers. Because of that, I would get a variety of results, which makes this a statistical question. And that means that this is a good question to use. Next is, what is the age of the twin boys? If I know that they are twins, then that means that their age should be the same. Because of that, I am only expecting one specific answer for this question. That means that I cannot collect a variety of results from this, so this would be a non-statistical question. And I should not use a question like this to collect data. Next is, how tall are you? This question is a little bit tricky because it seems as if I go and ask a bunch of different people this question, I should be able to collect a bunch of results. However, the question specifically says, how tall are you? Because it is asking about you specifically, it is only asking about one person, which means this is a non-statistical question. We could easily change this question to make it statistical by saying, how tall are students in the class? If we did that, then we would expect a variety of different results because all the students in the class are not going to be the same height. And that would change this to a statistical question. Next, how many days does it typically snow in March in each state? I know that there are 50 states, and I know that each state has a different amount of snowfall, so I would expect different answers for this question for each state. Because of that, I would say that this is a statistical question, and it would give me a good amount of data that I could use to make an inference about all of the states. How much does the laptop you saw last night cost? Again, the use of the word you assumes that I am talking to one specific person, and I'm asking about the one laptop that they saw last night. Because of that, I'm only going to get one result for this answer, which means this is a non-statistical question. How old are the students in the summer camp? If I go to a summer camp and ask all of the students who are there their ages, I expect to get different answers because typically there are different age groups in a camp. That means that this is going to be a statistical question, and that is a good question to use to collect data about the people at the camp. Finally, my last question says, what is the age of the youngest student in the summer camp? Well, this is only going to give me one result because there is only one age of the youngest student in a camp. So I am not going to receive a variety of results, which means this is a non-statistical question.
Ang discrete data kasi guys, di guys no, kay student man. Ang discrete data kasi, ito ay data na nabibilang lang. Yung pag Tagalog yun. Ang discrete data ay yun yung mga kaya nating bilangin, katulad ng number 1, number of boys and girls in grade 7 per section. So dito pa lang ay mabibilang natin kung ilan bang lalaki ang nasa section o ilan ba ng babae. Tapos ang continuous data naman, ito yung mga infinity numbers. Ang continuous data is a measurable, like for example, the height of all grade 7 students, age of persons, distance. Those are the examples of continuous data. So, mayroon ako inilaan ng sample problem and sasagutin nyo ito within 10 seconds. Alright, sabay-sabay natin basahin. On January 20, 2020, the first case of COVID-19 was reported in Philippines. This event was followed by the declaration of COVID-19 outbreak as a global pandemic by the WHO on March 11, 2020. To solve this problem, data are gathered to answer the following statistical questions. So number 1, bibigyan ko kayo ng 10 segundo upang sagutin ito. Pagkatapos kong basahin ay pagkatapos ko tong basahin, doon lamang kayo ay sasagot. Okay, makinig ng mabuti dahil babasahin ko. Number 1, how many people on every province of the country are being infected by the virus daily? Number 2, what sectors of the society are severely affected by the pandemic? Number 3, among age groups of people in the country who are most vulnerable to be infected by the virus? Number 4, how long do people recover? Number 4, how long do people recover from the virus? Thank you and I hope you've learned something about this lesson. Thank you and see you.
Hello all. Today in Data Expedition, let's understand types of data with simple examples. This is part 1 of statistics series. Types of data. There are 2 types of data, that is numerical and categorical. So let's consider an example here. Sam likes a shirt. He pays $50 to buy that from his favorite store. Here he can buy a shirt or a pant. That are categories. These are called categorical data. Whereas he pays $50 as a money. That is numeric value. That is numerical data. Numerical data is divided into discrete and continuous data. Discrete data is usually a whole number. That is discrete values. Sam can purchase a single shirt, 2 shirt, 3 shirt, but he cannot have 3.5 shirt or 3/1/4 of a shirt. Every value is uniquely identified, that is discrete data. Whereas continuous data is usually a decimal number. Like in our example, cost of a shirt can be $50, $50.01 or $49.99. But that is possible. Here there is no discrete value. Rather, the numbers are continuous. That is why it is called continuous data. Categorical data is again divided into nominal and ordinal data. Nominal data. Nomen means name in Latin. If you can name a category, it is called nominal. In our example, customer name can be Sam, Bob, or any other name. This is nominal data. Customer can buy shirt or a pant. These are names of the item. So again, it is a nominal data. Ordinal data. If a category follows an order, it is an ordinal data. Shirt can have 3 sizes: small, medium, and large. It is not numeric, it is categorical. And it has an order: small, medium, and large. It cannot be small, large, and medium. That is, the order is important here. This is called ordinal data.